New RTA tier list, Season 21. I haven't made one for Season 21 yet. This is also post-ballast patch where Dominic is a piece of potato and very strong. Let's call it that way. Also, in case you guys are wondering, why is that 195.90, blah, blah, all of that kind of stuff. Some people are taking over like what I've been doing just because, I don't know. The reason that I put numbers rather than double S is because I have the chance to say like, okay, I want to put something in between and I can do this one, point this. Ooh, ta-da. And saying like double S 0.5 is like, what are you writing? Super Saiyan 5 Gods, Ultra Instinct, Hyper Galactic, Planetarian, Banana. Okay, never mind. Sidetracking, guys. I'm sidetracking. I'm on one of those random moments. I'm not sure if that's the best for a tier list, but we shall see. We shall see. Why did... Well, suddenly my GB12 filled, which normally never fills. That's new. Okay, so I'm just going to start from top to bottom. And I think that's the way we go. And if you disagree, well then you disagree, I guess. So we also have the units over here, of course. So first unit off is Mr. Han, which is probably one of the first here on this list. I am also just going to put the data on G3 data, because G3 data, I'm making a G3 tier list. And you can actually see, I'm going to switch between units back and forth sometimes. But you can see that if you go for G3 data, that the pick rate of Han is a lot higher. And also the win rate of Han is a lot higher, like 2%. That's a huge increase compared to having like the 52 going to the 54. So I am aiming towards G3. So therefore, that is also my opinion on that. And I feel like Han is still arguably the strongest single target damage dealer in the game. Maybe excluding Dominic, but he cycles better. So a lot of, like, some people would say like Han is not as good anymore. I would still say Han is very freaking strong. Thing is, he needs a slight setup of armor breaking something. But the moment something is armor broken, he just does hella freaking damage. So that's why Han is still pretty high up there. Then we have, wait, that's the only ninja on this list. Perfect. We got a Vanessa. Are people still even using Vanessa? Is that a thing? Is it on the elementary chart? How far down? It's not too far down. That's pretty bad, not gonna lie. Obabo uses Vanessa. Obabo, you're ruining the win rate. No, okay, this... With the coming of Oliver, Vanessa's just, I don't know. It's just a speed lead. Like, kind of mediocre armor break. S1 doesn't do jack shit too much. It's just a speed lead, I would say. Maybe a little bit up for, like, just a bit of speed leads. Might go down in a later stage. I'm not sure yet. We're going towards the one and only, very hard hitting sometimes. Can be decent. 70 seems high. Yeah, I think it went down. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this thing has a 49. Actually has been dropping some additional damage. Kind of screw her over. I think she's better in the match than outside of the match. That is actually interesting. So what this 4v4 means is this is including the ban, and this is only including the 4 units after the ban. So some units are just better in the match than out of the match, kind of. That's how I call it. Doesn't make too much sense, but it does make sense. I would say Achrome is a 75-ish. If I had an Achrome, I wouldn't be too good on her, but or like too happy about her. It is something you can rune relatively easy because it's just bruiser stats. But yeah, the thing is, this thing is just Dominic with just like 2 fingers up his ass, the third one in it, or like wait, that's a nose. The other one up in his ass. This is your ass. Doesn't matter. Oh man, I haven't even been drinking. I'm already like this. Okay, 75. I think it's fine, but he's just hard countered by a whole bunch of bullshit these days. Trinity, meme, done. Oh, we're making progress, boys. We're doing things fast. We're doing things fast. Farad. Well, there's pretty much just one player using Farad, and that's pretty much his whole win rate, and he's less than 36% pick rate. And yeah, it's just Obabo using this thing, I guess. That's about it. Ah, a few other people are also using it, apparently. Wouldn't say it's all too good. Wouldn't say it's all too good. It's also barely been used. Okay, so I keep a minimum of a 0.5% pick rate to be on the list. Next. I think that is fair to say. 0.5% pick rate to be on the list, otherwise statistics are inconsistent. And my potato opinion is also too inconsistent on it. Next. Okay, we have a Vertiheel, which you could actually classify as 2 or 3 things. We have a Vertiheel in more potato kind of styles. Why is everything potato today? I don't know. We have in Triple Revenge, we have the Swift something. I would say Triple Revenge is kind of slacking off, but Swift something is still pretty high up and pretty versatile while used. So I would say third Swift, I would say here, Triple Revenge, probably in the 70 or maybe even 65 range. Kind of fell down. But yeah, I would say Vert is kind of dependent also on like how fast he is and what kind of team you're drafting. You can't just slap a Vert into shit and help it work. So Runes is a pretty important factor. Is he higher in G3 or lower in G3? Is he higher in the match or out of the match? All the fucking same. Okay. I would say fair 80. Fair 80, fair 80. Yes, sir. We have a Julian. King Julian from Madagascar. Not sure if that's the same way of writing it, but that doesn't matter because he likes to move it. We got a 50%. I thought this unit was actually doing better. True, I was using it a lot at some point and it was kind of shining and stuff, but apparently it's not that crazy slash good slash nice. I would say it's a good single target damage dealer, can still do his work very well. Yeah, Triple Revenge is a pickpocket and a Swift Vert is like a main pick. Or pickpocket, no, a pocket pick. That one. But yeah, King Julian is over 0.5, so I would say I have to place him according to the rules that I just established by myself. We then have also Cadiz Nuts. And Cadiz Nuts is actually a Nuts character in G3 RTA. After Nana nerf, Julian fell off. I guess so. But Cadiz Nuts, look at that juicy win rate. Not too many people picking him though, but I would say a very solid unit as of right now. Also very well strong paired with, of course, if we check it, Mr. Oliver once, twice. Dream team with Mr. of course Oliver. Not surprised. Godly with, oh, Oliver's just down here. Well, that's probably because that is more often picked than this. Not that often picked. Why with Thesaurian? That's weird. Okay. Either how, very solid unit. Teor. I would say Teor is more used than Ferrat, and I would also say Teor is a better version than Ferrat. And that's as much as I would say, I guess. Teor 0.6. And we have the 53.40. Okay, mainly because it's a last good pick, or a last pick unit, and it's a very strong last pick. It doesn't have too much place, but once it's placed in there, maybe I should build mine as well. I'm not sure. I'm not too crazy fond about it, but he's a good one against like Douglas and that kind of stuff. Even though there's a bunch of other things that counter Douglas as well. Including a wind unit, which apparently is very good for no reason. Doesn't matter. Okay, I would say 75. It does have quite a high win rate though. But the pick rate is very low. I'm gonna keep it at 75 as is for now, because a good last pick is always a nice value towards anything. And then we have Mr. Rakan, which I haven't seen being used all too much altogether yet, even though it has a pretty strong buff. But is it actually also that strong as people think? Or are people still not using him? He's being used. Upwards of a 2%. Better in G3 than G the other one. The other Gs. Magi. Rakan, 50-50-ish win rate. Weak against. I would say the pick rate is still somewhat lowish, so it's kind of hard to say like how good or bad he is, but I would say he's not too bad. I would say he is not too bad. I would value him decently. 75 or higher? No, he's not as good as a Vert. I would say 75. Decent, like, overall pick. Yeah, I would say 75 because Vert is just better than him. It's mostly a look and compare. These things are not used. Someone was saying like use Teshar in RTA. I'm like, I'm not really feeling it, but I'm actually curious what other people are saying about Teshar in RTA. Teshar, barely used. Has a good win rate for never being used. How about this? Still a good win rate for never being used. Okay, doesn't count. Never is used. Don't have to put it in. Naha. Mr. Jean. Jean? Jean? Jean. Sean the Sheep. How are you doing in G3? 50-50. Glorious, you're wasting the win rate of Sean. It's literally the only person I know using Sean. Oh wait, Philippe also does. Philippe also does. Okay, never mind, it's mainly Glorious. How good is this unit? I don't know, like, sure, overall AoE stun is kind of nice and the speed buff is kind of nice, but I would say he's not more than this as well. By all means, I can put him worse than Rakan, right? He is not worse than Rakan. But he's also not really any better, I would say. Technically, he's kind of similar to Rakan right now, because AoE kind of stuff. AoE kind of stuff. 1 hour till rush? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They do actually have a tier list in here, which I want to compare to at the end of this tier list, but I might have to be interrupted by the tier lists or like the creation for doing rush for an hour, and then we continue the tier list afterwards, which has very good odds of being happening. Zeratu, however. Zeratu. Actually, do you notice that I'm placing most of the Chimeras in the tier list, which is kind of unique for the Chimeras in the first place? Where's Zeratu at? Can't find him. Zeratu is close to 50-50 win rate, higher in G3-ish. I would honestly say same thing. I would honestly say pretty much, this looks so randomly placed though, but I honestly say that's one balanced family. That is one very balanced family. You are here for the you are here for the imbalance. We have the black sheep in the family. Sorry, Lagmaron. You're not making the cut. The Artemil. Artemil. Still being used. I would say Artemil still Whoa! Win rate. Win rate. That is high. That is even higher. I would say Artemil is such a freaking good last pick. And that's just main thing he is. He is just a crazy good last pick. Oh, and he is good into Marcia. And he's good into like oracles. He's good into Oliver, the crit. And good into Vert. Yeah, I would say I value Artemil pretty high. I always have. Is that too high for how much the pick rate is? 9, no, 90 is too high. 85 tops, but I'm thinking 85 or 80. He is hard counted by, what's it called? By the Dominic. By family. But I would just not draft him into family. So I think if you place a Artemil on a good position, yeah, I would say 80 because he's only a last pick. True. You don't have to, you don't pick it too often. It has a few like hard counters where it just stops doing things altogether, more or less. Which kind of sucks. And we have oracles. Yeah, no, I don't think Dominic will get a nerf anytime soon. If he gets a nerf, it might happen, but not anytime soon. We are looking at Oracle starting off with Mrs. Praha. Mrs. Praha is... Who the fuck is fucking up his win rate? What is this crap? What? Is she bad into Dominic? Not even here. What? This is this dog shit win rate. Okay, I would say I'm relatively biased that all oracles are relatively good, including her, but what is this dog shit bad win rate? What the fuck? Would everyone down it for bad shit win rate? Pick rate is not that high. Dog shit win rate. I'm slightly biased, like according to the win rate she's over here, but I'm going to place her in the 70 because some people apparently don't know how to use her or when to use her or anything like that. I mean, Oliver exists. True. Wouldn't still call her that bad, though. Apparently she bad. Yeah, I think I have to kind of agree with the 65 though. Her kid is not that bad though. Are people maybe just okay? She's not drafted that often, but are people still overdrafting her? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. Sucks to be water in this meta. Fair. Okay, because of heavy water meta, we take it to here, I guess. We haven't placed that many water units yet. Okay, let's continue with oracles. I'm actually, you guys can request all kinds of units, but I'm actually taking family by family because Dominic, no, I'm just joking, just makes it easy to put the timestamps in there. Who's fucking up her win rate? Well, her win rate is mostly not that high because she's just drafted into everything and anything, and that just makes her win rate suck. Because, yeah, this is an overdraft rate by far. But I would still say she's at least an 80. Would I then say Vert is higher than an 80? No, I would say she's at least an 80. Maybe even 85. I feel like Juno is actually pretty good. But, yeah, she is actually somewhat fucked by Oliver as well, not gonna lie. And she's fucked by Dominic. Because who isn't fucked by Dominic these days? But yeah, she's, I guess, overused, and that makes her slightly worse. Let's keep it at 80. Sierra. She has nearly 10% less win rate than Arda. True, but she has also 10 times the amount of pick rate than Arda, so I would say that's a relatively fair trade, more or less. RTA later? Not sure yet. Now we have Gianna, wait, not Gianna. Haha, Sierra. The one you wish you were your Gianna. Yeah, Sierra's also overdrafted. People are just looking for speed leads where Oliver is the cooler speed lead. That is what it is, but she's also a fair 80, still always has to be, and she's probably super hard counter weakness. Wait, not weakness Oliver? Not weakness Oliver. Oliver. More or less. Now we have the actual cool LDs right now. And the actual cool oracles. Let's start off with a Lalaima. With a 54 in G3. Holy shit. Better inside the match. Whoa, check. Oh, that win rate is dirty. I didn't show that. They're gonna nerf my unit. Stop it. I have to put it here so they don't nerf my unit. No, man, I'm not gonna lie. The unit is fucking busted right now. If you have fucking G3 runes, like legit G3 runes, legit G3 artifacts, she's fucking busted and she's very good right now. She is insanely strong. I would arguably say one of the strongest LDs in the game right now. But she's very rune demanding. She is insanely rune demanding. But yeah, assuming G3 RTA tier list, people have runes. So we have a Gianna, and I would arguably say that Gianna's still not 95 because of her shit, her shit show when she doesn't strip. But Where did all the Giannas come from? I don't know. Yeah, this is pretty high in... we go from 25% to 42%. That is something. Having this high win rate with that. Arguably also 100. Arguably also 100, I would say, maybe. This is how to nerf Seiishizo tier list right now. And people are like, oh my god, you're so biased. You put all your units low so they don't get nerfed. This. Okay, let's continue. We have... Oh, geez. Need 95.7. I'm gonna keep as is, and I'm gonna consider the moment I put other units that are also 100. But I might minus her like 1. Yeah, she's not Lima level, though. She is not Lima level. I agree. We go 1 below. We go 1 below. We are the this point this. Yeah, Lima's just... That's the biggest difference between the two of them. Lima more or less fits every draft, and you don't know how it's built. Whereas Gianna, yeah, okay, Swift or Vile, but... come on, it's kind of straightforward what she does. Like this time, this sometimes is not on will, this sometimes is triple revenge, this sometimes is nemesis. Lima has just too much versatility. Fatality. Immortality. She actually does. Invulnerability, but whatever. Okay, we go towards a Annabelle. Still the first pick of Mr. Olivert. Actually has a pretty decent win rate, not gonna lie. Pick rate is not being all too high. What does she have a good win rate against? Because like we established before, it's shit to be water in the current meta. Counter to Gianna. Counter to... How is she a counter to this thing? How is Gianna 97.5? Explain how she's not. She's right over there. Whoops! Don't tell me I just messed up the tier list. I didn't, but I did mess up the things at the side. She is 100. You can't spam her in every match. And therefore, she is not 100 for me. Whereas the other one, you can spam in every match. And that is the sole difference of that. And that is also the difference where I say, like, okay, I kind of respect ads, but I also kind of want to remove it to have some space. Give me space. Same for this one. Give me space. But then again, my tier list, my opinion. No. I'm such a big kid. And we go marching from the left. There we go. 300 pixels to the side. Boom! No, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Almost there, almost there. Boom! Fixed. Okay. Okay, we're replacing Mrs. OG, has a 50-50 win rate, kind of low pick rate. What to do with her, though? I would say she's pretty decent for like the amount she's picked. She's actually countering a bunch of things which are relatively difficult to counter. It's just, I don't like to use it that much. 1 down. 1 down. 75. It's the 75. Yeah, I like Lima a lot more than Gianna. And if you don't agree, you don't have G3 runes. Because Gianna actually slides potatoes. Gianna is a lot better in lower ranks, where Lima's a lot better in higher ranks. Difference, rune quality. Gianna, sure, she still stuns when good rune quality. This thing, it's just more annoying with good rune quality. Sure, Gianna S1 is also better with good rune quality, but Lima's just better overall with good rune quality. Plus, you don't know how it's built, and it could be built in a whole bunch of potato ways. And then sometimes the triple revenge is just gonna slap your ass. Plus, have you ever seen a Gianna 1v6? No, I have seen a Lima 1v6. So that is definitely worth that 2.5% that we see in the difference right over here. We are continuing on this list with a Rika. One of those units still being used, always being used. Never that disappointing, however, kind of a disappointing win rate, apparently. People overdrafting this? No, people are not overdrafting this. It's better in or out of the draft. It's better in the draft than out of the draft. So it's a good last pick thing-ish. 75-ish. I think there's better options than Rika out there. Rika's kind of straightforward. Plus in G3, I think she has high win rate and lower. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Because in G3, like I said, some units shine by rune quality and some units do the exact same fucking thing with rune quality. Rika is one of those units that does the exact same fucking thing with rune quality as no rune quality. So therefore she's better in Guardian 1, Guardian 2 and like lower. Whereas she's kind of worse in G3 straight up. And we have Charlotte. Or also known as C **** Because yeah, why would you be able to write your own units in the game? She has a crazy high win rate though. I call it lower ranks because lower is a comparison to something that's higher. So it's not by definition low, it is lower than G3. So everything that comes after G3 is already lower. So yeah, her win rate is sick. Good last pick unit as well. She's mainly a good last pick. But still, sick win rate. Good unit. 85. Or 90. I would have to go. Pick rate is a 5. 5.5. Pick rate is somewhat low. Does she have higher or lower pick rate than Han? Lower. I would say. The thing is, Charlotte, the nasty thing about Charlotte can also be swift. And that is the point where I'd put it to 90. Because she doesn't have to be Vio. She doesn't have to be this pair. She can also be swift. And swift is a nasty one. Because then it outspeeds you. It's still 1 of 5 builder for base. So, do we say 87.5? Han 1 up. I would say we're going to do a 1 up. And we're going to do a 1 up on you. Rather than a 1 down on her. Because that's what I think is fair. Dominic better than Han? Yes. Not for cycling, but everything else, yes. Yes. Now we have a Laura, which is a very cool figurine. But I have no clue why they made a figurine of the unit that's pretty much one of the least used from the family. They should have made it a little... okay, weird. She is barely above 0.5, so I actually have to put her. Because 0.5 is the edge where I put her in. And this is actually one of those units that does shine in G3 more than in normal. Or in not in G3, let's call it that way. Still, I feel like she's... Sorry, Laura users, but she is 60. I don't know, you can put her a fast despair set, but would you even, like, hand her a fast despair set? Would rather put it on another unit, right? Now we have the Dark One, which is also known as Nikki. I was going today, not too bad, not too bad. We have Nikki with actually a relatively low win rate in G3, which surprises me. That surprises me, because I would say Nikki is not too bad. I'd actually say Nikki is pretty good. It does need a very specific setup for her to work, though. That's my only iffy thing with Nikki. Very good runes, very good artifacts, but still then the specific team. Yeah, it's weird that it's lower in G3 than non-G3. I'm surprised about that. I am somewhat surprised about that. But I would say I value Nikki to a decent amount. I do value Nikki to a decent amount. Or 1 down. Or 1 up. Or 1 down. I kind of like Annabelle on her because she has like a very specific role. She can be done by something else or someone else. So that's kind of my minus point on here. It could have been done by something or someone else. And we go for the Ethna, which we actually see fewer and fewer used because of the coming of Marcha. But once again, Athena is not that bad of a unit. But it is also not that great. Yeah, Athena tends to die. She kills one unit, she stuns one unit, and then she dies. Still good unit to put a very fast set on. Cocked by Douglas. She can actually kill a Douglas with additional damage artifacts, I would guess, but... Yeah, a bunch of counters, and also hard countered by what's it called? Marsha. Hard countered by Marsha as -1ing her. We fill this list with certain order. I fill this list in order by how they are picked in here, so I have them by family, so makes it easier for the timestamps as well. So we're timestamp based working in this joint. So I'm not gonna do any requests, sorry guys. We're just gonna get there when we get there. Alphabetical order, get there. We have an Asima, and Asima is somewhat of a low win rate as well, which I'm somewhat also surprised about. But she's more or less like a Rika without the slow, in a different way. I would say this. Yeah, Marsha changed. At first I was like, is this really a buff? Yes, Marsha is really a buff. Like, damn, Marsha's fucking insanely good. Then we have Kraka not being used, Rocky not being used, Antares. Are you the most used fire unit? No, number 4. I'm surprised that his win rate inside the match and out of the match is exactly the same. That is actually strange. I totally did not expect that for Antares. So I'll wait for the YouTube video. That is very well allowed, sir. But Antares, also with units like Marsha being able to nearly one-shot this thing. He is still a good counter to Oliver though, and his Oliver counter value is, I would say, good. Why is it considered a buff? Because having immunity every turn is actually pretty nutty. And you still have a lot of pushback units that is very easy to stack out the Marsha. It is way easier to stack out a Marsha right now than it was before. But I would say Antares, the issue with Antares is a Antares that procs every... Let's say Antares that procs every turn is here. And Antares that procs every other turn is about here. And Antares that procs every 4th turn, I would say, is about here or here. And Antares that never procs is fucking down here. So let's take an average of all of those. And he sits right over there in the middle with a 75. That's pretty much the thing. Oh, we have King Joe. King Joe. Is that even being used? If you are using Mr. Chow, I would refrain from using Mr. Chow. Not really see if you're getting the clue what I mean, but I would refrain from using Mr. Chow. That's what I would say. Not even gonna put... I put Chow in the 50. Because of refraining from using Mr. Chow. Oh wait, then I have to do the other ones first, like a boss. Like a boss. I technically don't have to place him, but I technically want to, and I technically say he's kind of bad, but slightly better than King Jao. Reason why he's better is because he has a few units, very unlikely that there's no multi-hits and no stunts, and he can actually solo a team. Very unlikely, but it does happen. Then we have Mr. Leo. Is better in the 4v4? No, wait, is better? Wait, he's better outside of the match than in the match. Interesting. Not surprised, actually, because his ban, he literally has the highest ban rate of all units. The fear factor is a very high on Mr. Leo. And that's why I would say I value Leo pretty high because of the fear factor. But not higher than this. Because actually if people make some proper effort to build Leo counters, Leo is a piece of shit that tends to die really fast and is like a useless pick in that way. Oh yeah, well, Jigger. What kind of gangster pick rate and win rate is this? What? What kind of Titan was he slapping for this shit? What? Well, he's only been used 118 times, but... Okay, this is a better reference. Holy fuck, that win rate. Holy fuck, that win rate. I would say he was good with all 118 games from El Mimo. Probably. It's, well, Atoli, it's pretty much El Mimo and Atoli. Yeah, it's just El Mimo, and Atoli. And then a bunch of others, and then El Mimo, and Atoli. Interesting, though. Wouldn't value him all too high. I wouldn't say he's necessarily bad, but I would say a 70. He was good with Nana Riley before, but since Nana's kind of nerfed, it's not that great with a Nana. So I would say 70-ish. He's kind of same as a Julian, right? To be honest, he's pretty similar in style. It's just a light unit, slaps the living shit out of a unit in one turn, and then the other turn doesn't do too much. Very equal to each other. One cannot die, the other one cannot get stunned. Very equal to each other. Now we have the one and only Raggydoll, which is still pretty high win rate units. Better in the 4v4 than in the 5v5. Not surprised. Kind of hard counted by Mr. Dominic. And I think the main reason, I always have been valuing Ragdoll like at least one of those two tiers, but he's definitely below those two right now, because those two units are not as hard countered by Dominic as Ragdoll is. Ragdoll has like, he's definitely hard countered by that. Maybe one up because of the versatility in the pick. Nah, Gianna's better. Gianna's better in current meta. Yeah, no, Ragdoll has a bunch of more counters. Still, I like to play two Ragdolls, but that's also my bias, so I shouldn't look too much into that. Now I have some Monkey Kings. Monkey Kings. Shiho actually win rate 50-50-ish. That does happen. Chow and the Leica. Yeah, Leica's worse. We have a Shiho. Shiho. It's a 50-50 win rate-ish. His pick rate is somewhat solid. I feel like Monkey is pretty good. But maybe this is too good. Maybe Monkey is too good. I feel like I'm going to work with a lot of in-betweener tiers today. Nope, the other one. I feel like this is going to be a list of a shit ton of in-betweener tiers. I would say Monkey's over here. Monkey has same statistics as Charlotte? Oh, hell no. Charlotte is like 55. And I want a one-up Sean. Please buff the Dark Monkey. I would like to, but I don't have the power to do that. Yeah, he's pretty nice into his solid stuff. Yeah, it totally is. Wait, what the F did I do? How to count? That's how we count. Then we have a Mehawang. Where is the Mehawang? Not used too much, I guess. Nope. Nope. This is also what I would refrain from using. Dominic, I would personally go speed attack on Dominic. If you have good enough runes and you have a lot of HP and defense on subset, I would go speed attack. But Monkey is over there. Technically, I don't have Monkey in there, but he's not all too good in this meta. Same as the Jingzi. Actually has decent pick rate, but a very fucking low win rate. But at least he's being picked. But he's shit. But he's shit, yeah. Then we have the Qingtian de Sheng. The third most picked light unit in the game. That says something being pretty OP. Funny thing is, however, his win rate has been dropping. His win rate has been dropping. He's been nerfed as well. Oliver kind of fucks him up. But his win rate has been dropping. But I would still say he is a very solid OP unit. But I would say slightly worse because of nerfs. Plus, Douglas kind of slaps the living shit out of him as well. And now we have a Dark Monkey. Your meme. People even using this. Okay, there's very few people using this. Apparently has some win rate, but it's a meme unit. It's literally a meme unit. Then we have not being used. And now we have Yeonhong, which I would say is currently a very interesting unit. Number 4 most picked light unit with a 50. I think she's better in the 44 than out. Ooh, she's better as a ban. Interesting. Whoa. Yo, hey, this is the difference what happens with, like, Guardian runes, Guardian 3 runes, Guardian runes, Guardian 3 runes. Holy shit, she's OP. I would legitimately say, easy now. Where did I put her? Yeah, meme tier. No, almost. I would say straight up 95. I would arguably say she's on Janna level. Just because of her base speed, she has so much play that she can make. Janna has a way higher pick rate, but this thing has a higher win rate though. Yeah, it's kind of close, and her pick rate is insanely high, so yeah, I should value that. It is very close. Yeonhong, 95. Now we have Wolyong. Wolyong is one of those that also does really shine with more LDs. Like someone just mentioned, she shines with LDs. She also shines with Oliver. She mainly shines with Oliver. She also very much shines with Amarsha. She also shines with Dominic. So she shines with a lot of units that are recently buffed. So, whoa, what the fuck is this shit? Who fucked that win right up? Matsu, was that you? I would say she's good. 28 speed leads? Well, maybe she's just good with Yeonhong together. I don't know. Is there anything that doesn't shine together with Oliver? I also have the answer to that. Give me a second. Oliver, this one. Weaken. Oliver is bad with Pantas. Oh, no, wait. This is the... What's the together? No, wait. Terrible with. Oliver is bad with a Barbara. Doesn't make all too much sense, but... There you have your answer. Oliver apparently is better with a Barbara. And I have no fucking clue why. Oliver bad together with Antares? I can kind of get that. Bad with a Riley? Can kind of get that. I would say lower on this. She's not picked that much. I would say if you pick her properly and not with like weird ass cleaves, then she is pretty good. Wusa, kind of an outdated unit as well. Wait, she's still second most picked in water? She still has he still has a 50-50 win rate. Not too bad actually, not too bad. Over here, I would say so. This is a good pick, less pick as well. I would say so. I think it's kind of overdrafted to have her this, or why do I say her, him, that much in? Then we have Chiwu. Chiwu's buffed. I actually haven't checked Chiwu win rate since buff, but I wouldn't say it's all that much better. It's... yeah. Yeah, it's not really the buff I would have given him, not gonna lie, but... he's also not by definition bad. He's better than this. He's not really better than that. You're better than this. Now it makes like now it's like music to my ears. A musica. Now we have Nigong. Is anyone really using Nigong in RTA? Is anyone using that thing? Apparently. This is just a battle. Okay, win rate is not gonna lie, not that bad, but by all means, not much better than a freaking meme. Not that. Is it? 65. I'm not gonna give you any higher for that shit. Now we continue on with Mr. Wunsa. We got the Wunsa going. Also worse in G3. A lot. Wait, we have a 51.5 into a 48.5. Interesting. Interesting. I would say Wunsa's kind of predictable. I think that's where G3 players don't fear Wunsa that much. It's like, ooh, what is going to happen next? Yeah, it just moves and it outspeeds you probably. That's all. So, yeah, I want it. I want it. He also kind of does the same thing in G3. He doesn't get really better damage or anything. So I would say 80-ish. 85. Nah, because you have too many good speed units. Like before, Wunsa was like the only like super fast unit right now. Now everything thinks he's the fucking Flash. Like Marsha, like Yeonhong, like Monkey, like I don't know, so many speedy units, Ren. There's just too many speedy units with like super high base these days. Whereas the unique value of that unit kind of falls down. And we also have a Thessarium. Which has a pretty low win rate. Yeah, also against 0 will. Well, how many RTA teams have 0 will? Like, to be honest, in G3 it doesn't happen all too often, but it can happen. Especially if you know someone picks a lot of it. Or like picks a lot of Wunsa. Like against Glorious, just picks like 0 will. It's funny. High ban rates. It does have high ban rates. And I think this is somewhat overpicked into like just difficult things to counter. Because passive units in generally are strong. And it's hard to counter passive units. So I think he's a difficult unit to place. Therefore his win rate is low. But I do value Thessarium to a decent amount. Being at least here. Because he's trying to do a very difficult job. And he's doing it not too great, but he's doing it okay-ish. And that's... He gets A for, like, effort. No, that's an E. Doesn't matter. E for effort. A for effort. Potatoes for bananas. So, we have El Sharon. Is that even used that much that I would actually have to consider placing it in? Now we are on the edge. And this is why Obaba was dropping with it before. Wait, 81 picks? That's terrible, though. Don't. I'll trade my potatoes for bananas. I like... potatoes is more food, bananas more a snack. But you can disagree on that one. Now we have Veramos. I don't think Veramos... Veramos really needs his passive fixed. Because Veramos' passive doesn't work if he's stunned. And that's resulting in this win rate. So, Veramos is a freaking meme because his passive... If his passive worked, the moment he was stunned, and he would get like pretty much an insta turn for that, Veramos would be fucking legit. But currently, he's a potato. We have wait, no, wrong one. Kinda has a similar icon as Brandy actually, but no one uses Brandy, right? Nope. Despair Nephthys count as Vero? Yeah, but also just a Despair Juno. Like, whoops, I stunned it. Oh, yo fucked. We have a Wind one, Tiana, 50-50. I think she's just very strong with Nephthys, and that's just it, to be honest. Probably if we see together with... Wait. I would have expected Nephthys, not gonna lie. Dream Team. Yeah, Nephthys. Another Nephthys. And another Nephthys. I would say Tiana was good until Marsha got buffed, and I have seen my Marsha one-shot Tianas, and that was kind of hilarious. But she's still a good unit with like Swift and Nemesis to counter, for example, with Gianna. Or some other things. She's an interesting counter pick. Wouldn't really main pick her, but she is an interesting counter pick. We'll have the other Polar Queen. Technically don't have to place her in. But I want to, because she's an interesting unit. I would say if you last pick her, she can actually be pretty good. You're on crit rate on Marsha, right? Yes. I don't... Man, I can't do what these other streamers can do. Like, if they run 80 crit rate on a Marsha, my Marsha's going to crit like 0 out of 10. Like, instantly. I don't know how people can run shit on 80 crit rate. And you can say like, oh, it hits twice. No, the first hit does about like 20% of the damage, where the second hit does like 80% of the damage. I would crit on the first hit, not crit on the second hit, 100% sure. I don't know like how Obabo and Pink Raid can run this on 80 crit rate, man. They have better gaming chairs. They do, man. I don't know how. I don't know on which table they were at to get that gaming chair. By getting that gaming chair, I didn't do that. But they have a better gaming chair. I don't know. Poseidon. Yeah, if you don't crit, it's very bad. X slot 6 wouldn't go X slot 6 though. That's a bit overdone. Most things you're hitting don't have that high accuracy anyways. Like, what are you trying to hit? Riley's all the time? Of course you're not hitting those. Yeah, Poseidon. Kind of a low win rate. I feel like Theor is just better than Poseidon right now. Because Molly is not that much of a thing, Theor becomes better. I would say this. How much speed does Marsha need? As much as you can miss. Yes, yes is a very well answer to that as well. Okeanos. Okeanus. Still being picked to a fair amount. He's just an inconsistent piece of shit with his third skill. That's his main issue. It was actually one of my main picks for 1 or 2 seasons, but his inconsistency on his S3 is just a piece of shit. Some people actually like to use him because it's kind of a segment S2 on the S3. More or less. But inconsistency on his skill just makes him not too great. Even though we have a few of the top players, like the Yeonhong guy and a few others that still main pick him, I wouldn't say he's too great. Triton. Pretty terrible win rate. I think he's kind of drafted a lot. Yeah, before nerf he was very strong, the Okeanos. Currently not that great. But Triton is picked a lot. I don't know. Well, Triton is one of those weird attempts. I'm going to try to outspeed you and then win, and then I miss like 6 out of 4 strips and the rest on the pushbacks or something, and then he does nothing. I don't know. 75. I feel like he's an okay 75. The thing is, most of the Tritons don't have like the best runes, because there's so many good units with good speeds right now that you want to put fast runes on. This one, this one, this one. Okay, 2 of them are at least. Doesn't matter. Marsha can be good on fast runes. Segment can be good on fast runes. So many things can be good on fast runes. Oh, okay, we continue on with a Poseidon. Poseidon. A lot higher win rate than expected, because I actually feel like Poseidon is falling down. I'm surprised. High bet. Oh, he's actually very good in. Wow. Pontus. Oh yeah, Pontus, not Poseidon. Pontus. Sorry, guys, it happens. But wait, Pontus is actually. I gotta value the win rate. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta value this win rate. That's one solid win rate. That is one solid win rate. Now we have Mananan, which no one uses in RTA. Now we have Mali, which is always a very interesting pick. It's actually the most used water unit. Is it though? Or most used light unit? No. The order is still outdated, I guess. I use Manan's Leo counter. That's actually not that bad. If you make a 0 speed, but anything 0 speed can kind of be a Leo counter, so yeah. But Molly, I actually kind of like Molly because a lot of the things that are trying to hit shit are still kind of multi-hitters. Multi-hitters kind of get cocked by Molly in general. I would say Molly is... I actually like Molly. I like Molly. A little bit less like, but I like Molly. Specific counters, specific things. She's kind of RNG because 15% is still, well, yeah, it's the other side of 85. But yeah, that can be kind of potato from time to times, but... You have a 12-hour game. Yeah, I have seen Molly doing some draws. Sekmets. Sekimets. Picked a lot. Not winning too much. Actually picked a hell lot. It's funny that she's about as strong in the game as outside of the game. Her inconsistency on the S3 kind of makes her worse, but I would say if she always lands her S3, I would put her up here, like straight up. Segment would be so good. If she just always lands her S3, the unit would legitimately be so good. But since her buff of the last thing that she gets her S3 back very fast, it's actually annoying. Like, even in bruiser fights. Like, that made her viable for bruiser fights, rather than only being viable for turn 1 style. Oh, I would say Segment, even though it's just kind of low win rate, I value Segment pretty high. And then again, this tier list is my opinion. So if you disagree, you are allowed to. And we also have a Isis, which has a very high win rate. I would say a last pick Isis is actually pretty strong because it happens a lot, like legit. It could happen that you have those units like in a row placed against you. There's so many passive units out there right now. Big issue for Isis is, of course, not landing her shit. That's just upside. I know a few more people that also use her, but I would say Isis is a strong last pick. I would... it's high points this week, at least in Europe. I kind of like Isis as a last pick, but this kind of like. Then Nufties. A unit that also, since buff, never really felt out of meta. Yeah, you should start early then with the rush. Nefties, I always liked her and I still like her. But she's not as good as these. These are too strong. She's good in what she does, but if she had a 33 lead, she would be up here, but with that, yeah. We'll continue on with a Hathor, which some people actually, including Diligent, have been using again quite a bit. To a relatively bit. Where she's climbing like the picks. Her win rate is still high. I kind of just refuse to make one just because she's... I normally play anything that could make me win except Hathor, because I've played too many seasons of Hathor and she's boring as fuck. Is there a perfect week to try hit a high score in Arena? There's not really something like a perfect week. The one week is more RNG than the other one because it depends more if you get hit in the last minute or not. G3 in 40 minutes? I might do G3 in 40 minutes. Try that again, yeah. But yeah, Hathor, not gonna lie, is a pretty strong unit in general still. It still is in there. Yeah, actually, holidays do help a lot. Like, for example, if Christmas Eve is during rush hour, a lot less people are probably rushing. So that kind of stuff, yeah, that does help a lot. That is very fair. Okay, so Hathor's place do Panda family. Panda family will be after the other family. Is getting Hathor something new? It's just a good last pick. It's more or less a last pick than anything early pick, I would say. We have Wedjat, which is the only one of those. And Wedjat currently is not bad. Still not great, but it's also not bad. Because currently he heals. The thing is in G3, he just doesn't do anything extra in G3, like compared to anything. It's just, you can make it very fast and swift. That's all. But he's not bad, but he's also not too great. He's not too great. Is he better than this? Well, you can put a speed lead on a speed boost, which you don't have too much, but then again, there you have it. We're gonna put him over there. We have some Fairy Kings. Fairy Kings. I think someone just got hard countered by a... I think someone just got very hard countered by an Oliver. Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. Yeah, better in non-G3 than G3. Daphnes. The one that I always call a coin flip unit. How's your coin flip state looking like? Haha, pretty terrible. Decent Leo counter as well, if he lands his shit. Yeah. Is this soft week or hard week? I'm not sure if it's the same on global in Europe, but in Europe currently it's the soft reset week, so points are higher. Now we continue with a Ganymede, also known as the moon of Saturn. I don't know, Jupiter, one of the two. Or I'm completely wrong and it's some kind of moon of something. Ganymedes. Never really bad, never really good, ever since the last few nerfs. I use them, plant them. I like Ganymedes. Are you going to rush? I am going to rush it. The rush actually starts in 90 minutes, and I am trying to get through this whole list, and then I'll go rush. That's my plan. So there's not too much switching. At the maybe I'll take like a few seconds to switch like things back and forth like after rush. But my plan is to have 90 minutes, have that done, and then go rush. Oberon, the Oberon, what's your win rate? Oberon is actually pretty nice since like last balance patch that he gets a lot of crit rate. That's like that 15 crit rate that he gets. That is like 2.5 rolls in crit rate. That's insane like quality that you don't have to put in it. So that makes him a lot easier to build. Still not that often picked, but he has a lot more value because of it. Plus, you can make it a good Leo counter with like Nemesis and that kind of stuff. So that's Nemesis will. That's also kind of funny. If I had Oberon, I would probably build it like double Nem wheel, just to fuck Leos. And he's actually kind of funny with Shizuka. Shizuka, yeah, because of the buff of Shizuka, I actually feel like Oberon got better as well. So that's I wanted to put him one down, but because of Shizuka being very good right now, I put him one up. So now we also have Nyx. Hello, Furious. Oh, I'm just joking. Nyx. Shizuka double Nem? Interesting. I'm not sure if I would do that. It is an option though, but not sure if I would do that. Where Nyx? Probably blind. He's probably in my field of sight. And he's probably... Where the fuck is that? Middle. Ah, you guys are completely right. How the fuck did I not see that? That's pretty terrible. Firos, why are you ruining the win rate of Nyx? Wait, Firos is not even G3, so it doesn't even count. Firos, oh, okay, you're doing okay for the win rate. Wow, G3, pretty bad. But that's also, Nyx is one of those units, it doesn't add too much to the battlefield for having G3 runes. And it's very RNG depending. If Nyx really does his passive very strong, super nice. If he doesn't, not that great. Water Monkey is also pretty good with Shizuka. There's a lot of good combinations with Shizuka, a lot of them. Yeah, I feel like Nyx is probably here. It's still a unit that's probably better outside of the match than in. Yeah, it's a good unit to be forced to ban it. Molong. We got a Molong, we got a winner, we got a sniper, we got a high damage, probably higher in the ban than outside of the ban. Molong is also one of those units, probably better, not in G3 than G3. But Molong still a very strong, solid pick overall throughout. Nothing to disagree to. It's just a solid unit. Like, can be used in many places. Can snipe. Can put additional damage to. Can put damage on specific element too. Feng Yang, however, it is on the list, but I don't really like Feng Yangs all too much. Feng Yang as a Leo counter is actually kind of nice. That is actually kind of nice, but besides that, wouldn't really put too much value to him. Also, he's not that great in G3, it seems. Now we have a Tianlang. The Tianlang right over there. That is most likely a very solid unit with a very high ban rate. And probably does perform better in the match than outside of the match. Yeah, so his ban rate... Like, the only thing that makes Tianlang worse is that if he's 5th pick, he's also probably banned. And I would say that makes Tianlang very good. Tianlang is worse than before. I kind of disagree, because he also counters Oliver. Like, if you see the units that are on the top, attack bar increase, attack bar increase, attack bar decrease, attack bar increase, he counters attack bar increase. So he counters a very valuable, like, mechanic that makes units OP, right? So therefore, I would say Tianlang is arguably still the best 5th pick you can pick in the game. Arguably. And for that reason, even for having less pick rate and around similar win rate, being the strongest 5th pick in the game adds for me a lot of value towards drafting. Especially if you play like tournaments and stuff, or you know that someone has a Tianlang, the whole match that you're drafting, you gotta keep in mind, okay, the Tianlang could show up, the Tianlang could show up. And even if it doesn't show up, you fucked up your draft for him potentially being there. And that is just a very high value. Whereas like a Gianna, you can think your whole draft, Gianna might be coming. But Gianna would come early or maybe not at all. But Tianlang, it's only coming late. So from start to end, you have like that in your mind, like, okay, he might pick that Tianlang. So therefore, I just add a lot of value to Tianlang. Miying is not really used. Helena. I had an Helena destroy my Douglas today. I was like, how the fuck does an Helena destroy a Douglas? That was so dumb. That was legitimately dumb. By all means, not... Holy fuck, this win rate. I would say if you're thinking about a Leo counter, then this is one of those as well. Not gonna lie. Wouldn't use it all too much. But if you're searching for a Leo counter, we have one right over here. We have a winner because she does that very well. Does also get banned a lot. Very good 5th pick. I like 5th picks. In general, I like 5th picks. Like everything that... Like, sure, cool and all these units that you draft all the fucking time. But those flex 5th picks is what makes you win or lose. And RNG. And bullshit. But also the flex 5th pick. Diana. I'm actually kind of falling down. You don't see as many Dianas anymore as you used to, right? But still a unit I value pretty high. Because it's still... Is it better in the match or out of the match? I'm kind of same. Is the cutoff also... Yeah, only for Guardian 1 to 3. I think it's supposedly shown on the homepage. Yeah, Guardian 1 to 3 are shown on the homepage. Are you coming to Tour of Europe in Germany? I already did one Tour of Europe in Germany. Yeah, Diana's kind of cucked by a bunch of units. Also Oliver, more or less. But even Oliver, I think she kind of somewhat counters Oliver. Because Oliver is forced to shoot on her from time to time, which makes it worse. Yeah, she's not like straight up weak into Oliver's. She is combined with other stuff that insta-kills her, but... Yeah, I had Diana higher in the past, I feel like. No, I feel like she's still a fair 80. Because there's still a lot of AoE CC, which you can't really place that well if there's a Diana on the field. Plus, if Diana goes like the real pew-pew, you did. You also have the light pony. Wait, does anyone actually still use the water pony? Nope. Okay, also please don't. Light pony, however. Somewhat more used. 50% uses. Less in G3. I mean, the meetup in Munich, I might not go. I'm not sure yet. I don't think so. Well, technically I don't have to place because it's below the win rate. Huh. But I still want to place it just because. I feel like a decent 5th pick as well, but it's not that great. The Heart Mages. First starting off with a Celia, that people like to complain about for being shit. She's not often used in G3. A very fair assumption. Then we have a Vivachel, which is used to a decent amount. I feel like it's actually stronger in the match than outside of the match. Not surprised that she's better outside of G3 than in G3. I think G3 people know how to handle stuff. They just AoE see your shit. But I would still say Vivachel is not bad. Yeah, Swift Vivachel, the thing is why I would say like 1 down based on win rates. But since you can make her Swift and you can make her Vio and you're not 100% sure what build she's on, makes her like more valuable that way. We continue on with a Alexandra. No, Alexandra, no one really uses that, right? Nope. High win rate though, but no one uses it, so it doesn't really count. Okay, next. Josephine. I ruined up a Josephine pretty good, but I still don't like her. She's even worse in the match than outside of the match. She's too RNG, man. If you're feeling fucking lucky on that day, draft all Josephine by all means. Like, if she procs every time she takes a turn, and she stuns every time on S1, she's very good. But, man, she doesn't do that. Like, 9 out of 10, she doesn't do that. Good pick into, like, specific teams, sure thing, but even then, man, I've seen Josephines getting stunned for days and not doing anything. It's really one of those things. Like, if you feel really lucky, she might be okay. Otherwise, she's not great. Continue on with other paladins we see. We don't see those. We do see Leona, though. Leona. One of those units that's actually a lot better in G3. Wow. Again, one of those very strong last picks. And I like myself some very strong last picks. But you can't... The pick that you can do on her is very limited. So therefore I don't put her too high. But it's kind of like Artemil level. It's similar to an Artemil, yeah. Now we have some Druids. Starting off with Mr. Abellio. Abellio 50-50. I like Abellio. He can actually do decent damage and heals a lot. And there's always this threat, like the moment you put him over the edge, he just gets a turn. He's just annoying, so... I like myself Abellio. And we have a Balinus. Balinus is always one of those units I'm not really sure about. It's kind of like a Rika, but worse. Leona is easy to run than Arda. I agree. But yeah, Balinus. I would say a worse Rika. By best value. Yeah, the double will. He's one of those things, like, if you draft him in a very specific thing, like I did in the double will. I did a double will focus or something on him. But in the very specific scenario where you use him double will, he's good. But yeah, if you use him together with Rika and Balinus, there's this specific draft where that works, and that they don't ban it. It's strong, but you don't see that happen all too much. Then we have a Valantis, which is a very strong unit, but also a very difficult to rune unit. Because you need a Despair unit that's faster than all of your Fire units, which probably means that all of your Fire units are going to be slightly slower than Max could be. But then again, he is fucking strong. Wow. His win rate is very good as well. I would say Valantis... I would say Oliver makes Valantis shine more as well, because it makes it easier to put him to, like, good speeds. I think 1 down for, like, because the others that are in here have, like, way higher pick rate. So I would say 1 down. 1 down is fair. And then we have the Ptar, which is kind of a piece of crap. No use of fill-up? Not really. I would say it's kind of this level. One below. Now we're starting off with Mr. Bolverk. And Mr. Bolverk has a very high win rate. Mr. Bolverk. Wait, Mr. Bolverk's win rate dropped quite some, but also his Guardian win rate is way higher than his G3 win rate. And he's also worse in the match than outside of the match. So he's more of the ban factor than anything, actually. Like, in the end, in the actual match, he's more sucking than winning. Interesting. I would say Bolverk, good place on a good last pick. I like myself a Bolverk. I like myself a Bolverk. Yeah, some matches he's just on the field. He doesn't do shit. But actually, since the recent buff that you can still every time have one stack and do like 3 to 5k healing, it's pretty nice. Then those are all not used. We have Bella. Bella. Dark Bella. One of those units is definitely better in G3 than in normal because it needs really good runes, artifacts, and everything to shine. But the moment it's given that way, this unit does really shine. So I would say, I would value it less than Cadiz though. Would I say? What would you guys say? No, wait, she's better on artifacts. Cadiz is better for like setups, but she's better on just killing damage. Oh no, 85 is fine. 85 seems hella fine. We continue on with demons. Dark demon might be picked to a decent amount. Light demon and other demons, not for sure. Good last pick as well. Plus, once again, one of those units that is way better in the ban because people are afraid of it rather than this. And that's just the really big factor with some of those units. It's just better in ban phase than it is in the actual match. But a good demon, I would say, is still pretty good. Good demon last pick. I would say slightly worse than Leona. I would say it's slightly worse than Leona and Artemil, but it's still pretty good as a last pick, I would say. G3 artifacts. No, actually the difference is if you would say top 20, like top 25 players, and Bella, I would place Bella higher. But G3, there's a lot of people in G3 that actually have mediocre artifacts still. Yeah, he's hard counted by Oliver though. You get a 1 down for Oliver being in the game. It just makes it very hard to draft him in. Like every Oliver match, which is like every other match, you can draft it. So he gets a 1 down for Oliver. Fair. Continue on with Eshir. CP as well, true. Very true. Eshir. Oliver needs to be deleted. I use him a lot. Does he still need to be deleted? I wouldn't even mind if he gets deleted. Because besides me using him a lot, I also don't like to play against it. Eshir, I would say, is just a very fair, all-round, can be very good unit, but kind of needs like some good rune quality to make him shine, though. Because otherwise it doesn't outspeed and yada yada and doesn't know all that shit. What you want? Okay, so we have 3 minutes till rush, technically. I think I can finish like the list and then just be like 15 minutes in the rush and then probably not get G3, but we'll just continue. Barbara. A Barbara. We have a Barbara right over here sitting at a not too crazy win rate. Ooh, actually kind of lowish win rate. Pinkroyd is doing very well with her. A lot of people, of course, copycat Pinkroyd because, I don't know, I think everyone from AF, EU, and AF Legends, the moment they say Pinkroyd or Roxas play in a certain way, they just copy it. Or they are playing those two accounts, or like, no, those two people play those accounts. I don't know what it is. But yeah, because of that, Barbara got like a bunch of more popularity again. I wouldn't say it's a bad unit, but I also don't like it all too much. I think it's kind of straightforward. Like, even though she pairs pretty well with, not even gonna check Light Demon. I can check Light Demon for you, and then I can tell you that it's not being picked enough. And it also has 0% win rate, so I think 0% win rate is not that good of a reference to actually be in the match. And people just fucking cleave with it. So, yeah, that's Light Demon. But yeah, Barbara goes pretty well with Marsha. And it's kind of hard fucked by Oliver. Wind Demon. I did miss Wind Demon though. But since Nana's nerfed, Wind Demon kind of lost his shine as well, right? Okay, Wind Demon has like been picked enough, so I actually have to put Wind Demon in. You're right, you're right. Wind Demon. Like I said, it's just a Nana counter, and Nana's not being placed as much anymore. Yeah, I would say this. Barbara, though. I would say Barbara's better than what's ever in here. Okay, I think we're going to... Whoops. Take a chill pill. We're going to do a... one row above. Because I feel like Barbara's better than this. And for you... I feel like all of those are kind of the same. Do I want to one down some of those? Nah, I feel like Barbara's fun. I feel like Barbara's fun. I feel, yeah, Barbara's just in G3. Then again, Dominic. Barbara HP. Gone. Marshall, however, which a lot of people are probably very curious about where I would place Marshall. Which currently is a very strong unit. Holy jeebus. Worse in G3 than in normal. Better in the match and outside of the match. Oh, exactly equal. You don't see that too often. But I like Marcia a lot. Wait, is she played that much? She is actually played that much right now. And she's actually an early pick. And in current meta, there's like... pretty much it's just speed leads as first pick, right? It's very unique to have like a different thing than an LD or a speed lead as first pick. And I have been seeing Marcia's as first pick quite some. Okay, wait, is this first pick? Well, early picks. Maybe not first pick, but very early picks. And that's unique. Like, it's speed lead and a Marshall, like, straight up. Like, you see that a lot. So, I would say it's better than those. Pinky first picks are true. But then again, there's a lot of people that second pick her. There's a lot of people that do that. And that was my neck being stiff. Okay, and now we have next the Savannah. Always high win rate, always have been. Arena Rush, yeah, Arena Rush kind of started. Should I take a break? Because I think this will take me about 15 minutes to finish. I think I'll take a break, do the rush, then come back, and continue to finish this. It's not necessarily cleavers, but I think... I think it's AoE units as a 5th pick, so it's kind of like Charlotte level. It is kind of Charlotte level, I would say. But I would say Charlotte in most cases would still be better than a Savannah. Simply because of multi-hits. It kind of ignores the fire things more. So Savannah's down there, and the other one is up there. Then we move on next to the... Narsha. Narsha. Narsha is a very strong unit. The only issue for her is if she misses strip and misses armor break, she's just instantly garbage. But besides that, super strong unit. Well, I would put her same tier as this. Or would I put her higher? I feel like Narsha's better than this, but this no. I feel like Marsha's better than that. I'm going with, man. This is the tier list with as much in betweener tiers as I ever made. This is literally the most amount of in betweener tiers that I ever did. And I think I want to one down you because your pick rate is not as much. I think Marsha's better than that. But Marsha's also not on the level of Han, Nefties, and that kind of stuff. It is good, but not as good. Can the Rio get a... Well, I'll put all of the Rios into beams. No, not all of them are memes. I wonder, is the Dark Beast Rider actually used? It is somewhat used, actually in G3 as well. I used her a few times as well. She's not great. It's, well, it's like a Poseidon with a better S2, but then a very bad Poseidon. So it's kind of Poseidon level. Like, her S3, if her S3 would ignore glancing and do damage by speed, she would have been insane. Or even if she doesn't ignore glancing, but she just does damage by speed on her 3rd skill, she's really good. But currently, she's just not really up there. Now we go into other relatively new units. Hey Gang. Well, relatively new, it's been out for like 2 years already. But Hey Gang is probably one of those units, yeah. Hey Gang is also strong in the draft, which is still very low actually. Than it is here. And I'm surprised that Hey Gang is that low, because I feel like Hey Gang is a very strong unit. And my win rate with Hey Gang is legitimately pretty freaking high. Like, I don't know, like, how it's that low for some people, but apparently people can't really make Hey Gang work. He's mainly just a sit-in duck that doesn't really work, but I don't know, man. I would say for other people, Hey Gang would be down here, maybe even. Nah, I would say here. Hey Gang for me is like straight up here. I don't know. Maybe it's also the units I use it with and that kind of stuff that helps. I don't know. A proper draft, yeah. Well, I use it together with these two, and I actually really like because Lima's often countered by Juno, and Hey Gang and Lima makes it very strong. Plus, I play into a lot of Verts, and Hey Gang fucks up the Vert as well. Plus, I play quite some Douglas, and Hey Gang with Douglas is very funny because everything starts to glance. So that's why I use my Hey Gang, and then Hey Gang suddenly like works, and he's legit. But apparently, other people are just, I don't know, either don't have the units or just don't make him work. Joe Gunn, I actually pulled a Joe Gunn recently. I got him from the event. I used him a bit at the start. Kind of started using him less lately. I kind of use it as a Nana counter, more or less. But he's also kind of a Douglas counter and a bunch of other things. But I'm on the point that I have too many strippers, so it doesn't really add too much value for me. But I would still say he's good, but I would say he's less versatile / usable than the things up here, I would say. Now we have Chungus. Hey Gang Carbine is fun. True. True, it's kind of similar style as what I do with the Douglas. But Mr. Chungpung. Close to 50 win rate. In the match, actually 50 win rate. Very high pick rate. Yeah, Chungus is just a very solid unit. The only thing that makes Chungpung worse is his inconsistent S2. And because of the inconsistent S2, he has some issues of that would drop his win rate. But besides that, he's just very good. Yeah, I feel like he's fair in that range. Then we have not used, at least I hope. Let's check for Mukwo. Mukwo might be used. Nope. And we have more. Give me more. Put it in the summoning stone rotation. Come to us. Solid. Very well, very often used. Very solid, strong unit. Can do so much damage. First pickable, which is a very high factor as well. Would I say it's... No, I think Marsha's better than those four right now. I would say Marsha is better than this at the moment, but... Yeah, I would say those units are... These two units have more early game pick value, and these two are more like late game pick value, but... I would say it's fair to put them on similar to same level. We have... Douglas. His win rate is kind of dropping. His ban rate is actually pretty high. Wait, is he? He's better in the ban than in the actual match. Funny. He's also better in non-G3 than G3. Understandable as well. Personally, I really like Douglas, but I feel like Marsha kind of counters Douglas now too, so that kind of lowers him down a bit. But I feel like Douglas is very nice. But I also feel like people overdraft him. That makes him worse. Then Kashmir and stuff, no one uses Kashmir. I have never seen a single Kashmir against me. And they put it towards the summoning stone rotation again. Come to us. There's 8 matches played with a piece of shit unit. Dominic fucks Douglas. True, but mainly when Douglas is picked, the enemy has no potential of picking another unit. So, therefore, yes, Dominic counters Douglas if you spam Douglas in the first slot, but no one really does that. We'll go to bed. Have a good sleep, man. Yeah, so no one really used that. I'm surprised to not see any more Van Cliffs. I actually kind of like his buff with him being able to strip and then do stuff, but... So 8 matches too many, I guess so. 40 matches too many. I kind of expected more from that unit to show up. Douglas still good for Siege. Oh hell, Death. Oh hell, yeah. We have Shadow Claw. Not too many plays actually. Kind of surprised. Kind of expected more from him. I would say Ken is a decent Leo counter, but that's as good as it gets. And he can be used for like some other stuff too, but that's as good as he gets. Carnal. Fire. Most picked fire units still out there. 50 win rate. Is he better in or out of the match? I think around similar. Relatively similar. Oh, he's actually worse in G3. Also not surprised. He's kind of straightforward. But still, I would say he's a good unit. Would I put him higher than that? I will put him 85. Yeah, Carnal's good. Carnal's good. He doesn't work all too much for me. I kind of started picking him fewer and fewer, but I would say he's still good. Cigar. I actually see more and more cigars, but I would say maybe refrain from using Cigar all too much. I feel like he's okay, but might as well just pick a Ganymede. I don't know. RTA after? Probably not. It's already getting kind of late-ish. Yeah, I don't like Cigar all too much. Not my kind of units. These are all not really used. These are already picked in. This one already picked in. These are already picked in. Shizuka. Now we're getting into the interesting units recently buffed scenarios. Shizuka. Whoa. Yo. Shizuka win rate from G1 to G3 is insanely much higher. But I also feel like Shizuka's really paired with LDs. So we see Godly With. Wait, she's Godly with the... Okay, to be fair, that is actually pretty bonkers. That is actually pretty bonkers of a combination, not gonna lie. Because then you have Oblivion full team. That's actually kind of bonkers. Issue is you already have 2 units that deal absolutely no damage, but... Yeah, also together with Oberon. That's just... Oberon makes her good. Like, real good. Or she makes Oberon real good. Interesting unit. Interesting unit. Let's see. She's for me at least a 90. At least. I would arguably say higher. I would arguably say 92. Because, I don't know, man. You can pair her with so many things and it works really well. The only thing that fucks her is AOECC. The win rate is very high. The pick rate is also high. I would say 92. Yeah, well, for me, it's also Shizuka together. Like, I upgraded my Shizuka by a lot. It was worth it. At first, I started drafting her and I was like, I'm not really sure what to do with it. But I have Shizuka with a build right now. And that is solid. That is actually solid. But maybe I should think about the Water Dryad too. Whoops. Maybe I should think about making a Water Dryad too. Because Shizuka Water Dryad is actually pretty fun. That is actually pretty fun. Okay, let's continue. Tomu. Tomu actually disappointed me. I expected a lot from Tomu. But the issue with Tomu is that S2 and S3 can glance. And then they don't land. And that makes it just absolutely garbage. Because if she was dark or light element, like if Tomu or if Seimei had all of the skills of Tomu and including the lead and was a light element, I would say Seimei is a good unit. Or Tomu would be a good unit if she was light. Because she just doesn't work as being a fire unit. As a fire unit, it's just a complete shitter. If you want Oblivion, just use Sarian. With the Sarian could work as well. Kind of depends what you need, if you need a cleanser or not. But yeah, Tomu, I don't know. I don't see it. I have seen some people using Gyu. You know what's fun against Gyu? Just put a... what's it called? Ooh, not too bad of a win rate, actually. Still pretty terrible. But against Gyu, it's just funny to use, what's it called? Hey Gang. Because Karma strips every time. So if you strip something, you cleanse. So Karma's always cleansed. It's super stupid. Same though. Same, I barely use her. I know some people that spam like ragdolls and shit that kind of use her. For that, she's okay-ish, I guess. Her win rate is not too bad, but she's very specific drafted, I guess. I think she's not too bad, but she's pretty bad. She kind of just shines if you have like a bunch of LDs that make her shine. Otherwise, she's pretty much worth nothing. But she has some okay-ish 5th pick, I would say. And that's as good as it gets. You have Doman. I actually feel like Doman in bruiser fights is not bad. Because you cannot cleanse or put anything on the 4th skill. So if you just... Or on the 3rd skill. If you just 3rd skill, a Molly, unless a shield happens, Molly just dies. Okay, she's actually worse in the fight than outside of the fight, and she's actually a lot better in G1 than G3. That does make a lot of sense. She's better in G1 than G3 because her skills, like 85 act, like that's not difficult to get. Bunch of speed, yeah, okay, whatever. But all of her other stats don't really help her. So I would make her 100%, I would make her 85 accuracy, and I would make her 100 res. Because that's where you can have rune quality making her shine. I will put her 100 resistance. And then still tanky. But I feel like Doman is not bad. I legitimately feel Doman is not bad, like in bruiser fights. Issue is she still has to land her shit, and if she gets resisted, it's super annoying, but I would say she's not bad. Kinky. Win rate is somewhat dropping, probably also... Oh, it's not lowering. I kind of expect a lower win rate in G3. But once again, good final pick. Yeah, good final pick. Would I maybe one up the Barbara and remove this tier? Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. And we also have the Dark one, which is a very strong unit. Whoa. Damn. Damn win rate. Damn win rate. Damn. That's sick. A lot of how to play, that's true. How to play has a crazy one. That one is like super insane. I would put it at least here. The pick rate is not too high. No, I would put it up here. I feel like it's super crazy as a unit. The only thing is Oliver kind of screws it over. But besides that, super solid unit. Nana though, one of the most OP units from before, now being nerfed pretty hard on a 50-50. Feel like she's fine as is. I don't draft her much. I didn't used to draft her as much, but I feel like for the 50 win rate, I think she's okay. 85 or 80. I would still say 85. Still a pretty good bruiser unit. Yeah, I would say 85. I think they nerfed her in a good way to not gut her and also not make her like crazy bad or anything. Just, yeah, in a good way. This one also 50 pick rate. It's just a good last pick. I would say if you pick it very well, it's like super high up, but you don't have that much chances to pick it, so therefore it's just a 75. Miles. I actually started appreciating Miles more recently. Issue is that artifacts don't do all too much for Miles. Because what can you put on the left side? Yeah, additional damage on X. That's about it. Like the elemental damage on X, I guess. But that's about it. Right side, accuracy is 1, accuracy is 2. Just accuracy is 2. That's actually it. But I can appreciate the Miles into some drafts, definitely. I started appreciating him a lot more. I would say it's, if you draft him properly, it's definitely an 80 worth. It's actually funny, a unit that has lower and speed on low HP. Yeah, I don't really think you need attack on low HP, but speed on low... I don't really think you need attack on low HP, but speed on low HP might be nice. John, I feel like John is bad. Like, he's barely used, and I feel what he's used for, he's kind of overrated almost. Really not my kind of unit. 65. Oh yeah, Oliver. Yeah. Oliver after nerf. 52. 72% pick rate. What to do with Oliver? I wouldn't say straight to the top still. I would say one below. He's still the most first pick unit. The only thing is why actually the nerf like of his damage didn't change that much. Like sure, like I was one-shotting things like pretty hard. It changed quite some, but he is punished by RNG. And the punishment by RNG is what I feel like he loses that 2.5 on. We got 3 people saying 100 right now. Okay, we're gonna do it by a poll. We're going to do it by a poll. Wait, Obabo with the raid. Appreciate it. Okay, right away, Obabo, you can join as well. Only well, you're gonna say 100. Okay, let's go 2-minute poll. He is punished by the RNG factor. Let's see what you guys say. Ooh, we're going so even. Wait, we're going so... No, wait, this is literally 50-50. We're literally 50-50. No, how can I make a decision like this? Wait, okay, we're 51 for... Oh. 97 is winning. Oh, this is so back and forth. Stop making about how you doing, man. Wait, 50. Oh, no, wait, 100 is winning. Yeah, the moment he misses, he's a sitting duck. Wait, we're literally 50-50. We're 70. Wait, we're 50 votes in for one and 50 votes in for the other. Like, how can I make a choice on this one? That's crazy. That is actually crazy. 55 against 52 right now. Why? Everyone. Wait, this is so hard. 55 against 60. Okay. 97.5 is taking a lead with 52%. Oh no, wait, the comeback of the 100. We're 60 against 61. Ooh, 60 against 64. Just a few seconds left. 60 against 65. 97.5 is winning, leading by 5 votes. 4 votes. To 3 votes. Back to 4 votes. Back to 3 votes. Back to even. Oh man, what is this? No! 100 took a lead with a oneer. Oh man. 96 against 66, 68, 2 difference. Okay, we won. Oliver won by just a little bit. I would still say his good words were this. Where can I vote? Vote is over. But since it's this close, I take my value, or my value of my own vote as more. So I would put him as he is. 98.7. No, I think he's on Gianna level. I feel like, and that is very high. That is very high. Dictatorship stream. Yes. No, I didn't vote myself. And we actually were on an even. And I count as 2. Because it's me, myself, and I. So I count as 3. So that would be even. No, that would be over. So, yeah. Non-LD makes it 100 because everyone has him. Well, for that reason, it's also, you know what you're gonna play against. So that has its plus and its downsides. Can you please not put Lima on the top? Because, well, like I said when I made this list at the first place, a lot of people are like, oh my god, you're so biased, you're never gonna put your units at the top so they will never nerf them, blah, blah. Look at what I put over here. These are literally 3 units that I play all the time. Like, come on. Like, I'm slightly biased, but not that biased. Like, of course, everyone is biased to a certain standard. But, yeah. I think he has more direct counters than Lima. Yeah, Lima's just super versatile. Plus, in the end, like, what is the biggest factor of a Lima over an Oliver? You do not know how it's built. And that is such a devastating, strong factor. Because you can build a Despair Revenge, Despair Will, Despair Nemesis, Vio Revenge, Vio Will, Vio Despair. Wait, that doesn't work. Vio Nemesis, Triple Revenge Will. No, wait. Double Revenge Will, Triple Revenge. You got like, what, 8 builds for her. That's mental. That is literally mental. Why did you put Vivachel? I put Vivachel 75. Well, let's continue with the list. And then we're gonna talk over some placements because we had a whole bunch of new people coming in and they all question a whole bunch of the places, which you can all clarify. Or maybe disagree or agree with. Jackson. Jackson is one of those units I'm actually surprised about. Wait, Jackson is way better in the 4v4. He's banned a lot. Yeah, he's definitely one of those units that banned a lot. But he's a 5th pick and he's just a passive totem. I don't like units that are just a passive totem. He's a very strong passive totem, true. But he is more or less just a passive totem. I would say 80-ish. Just because of the ban factor. I like units that are a good ban factor. That's why Tianlang is that high. Ragdoll's just... No, Ragdoll actually does damage. Like, what do you mean? Ragdoll does so much damage. This thing does absolutely no damage. Like, any artifact would not work on this thing because it just doesn't do anything. And his strip is fucking potato as well. Or not his strip, is stun. No one uses that. No one uses Nora. Does anyone really use Nora in RTA? If so, probably don't recommend it. Nora. Opsa. Opsa, you're ruining the win rate. I put Dolman in the tier list already. Oh man, this is terrible. Well, it's more than 0.5% pick rate, so I have to put it in. I think I put it here nice again next to Tomo. Sorry. After you're ruining it. It happens. It happens. Or you're actually boosting it, and it should be lower. Domon is placed at 70. I actually like Domon. Because it can pretty much just death wish a unit. When I think about Ritsu, we will get there. We will get there. First, we have Mr. Riley. Or Mrs. Riley. Or just Riley. Riley win rate is actually pretty low in G3. Interesting. G3 in the match is actually getting lower and lower. Also because Bolverk just hardly counters it, I guess. I still kind of like Riley. Interesting. Well, I'm not surprised that she does better at lower ranks, because how hard is it to get like 100 resist on anything? Wusa's currently a 77.5. Same as Riley right now. I think I'm -1 to Riley. Or do I? Yeah, no, it's true. True. Yeah, Wusa level. True, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Those 3 are absolute shitheads. Liam, shithead. Carlos, semi-shithead? Probably shithead. Where is Mr. Carlos Rodriguez? absolute shit at. Van Cleef. I think I've already put Van Cleef, and he was. Did I? I didn't, but I looked at him. Barely anyone uses him. Is that Shizuka at 92.5? Yes. Yes, that is. And the reason for Shizuka, for people that came in later, she has a very high win rate. And a very high pick rate. So this is G3 data. That's insane. That is a higher win rate than Oliver has. Sure, lower pick rate, but higher win rate. That's sick. Then we go into Dominic. Mr. Toretto with family. Uh-oh. We got some family boy up in here. Mr. Family Boy? No joking, barely went down in win rate. That's just insane. This unit is by far the strongest bruiser in the game out there right now. At least here. At least there. I would maybe say 95. Maybe. I would arguably say 95 because he actually counters a whole bunch of things that are super high on the list. Yeah, 95 is, I think, is fair. He does really shine on good runes. Like, you need really good runes on it, but he does so fucking much damage. Plus, if he procs once, plus he ignores glancing. Like, yeah, he snipes Douglas. Yeah, that's the funny thing. What does he have good win rate against? Antares? Okay. Things that are food for him. Riley's, Junos, Nanas, Ragdoll. Which unit is like specifically has Ragdoll in his kit to counter twice? What? Dark Ryu. I'm not gonna put Dark Ryu because he's picked too less. Any unit that's picked more than 0.5% of the time in G3 is going to be on the list. Dark Ryu is not one of them. Otherwise, I'd be picking things for these. But yeah, that's pretty solid win rate. I really think that Dominic is everything that Benedict should be. Like, legitimately, why is Dominic this buffed where Benedict could have been that? I don't have neither, but I really feel like Benedict should be that OP thing. Where's the Dark Dragon rank should be? Not in RTA. Maximilian. Maximilian. It's kind of like a worse Nephthys, though. Funny thing, he's better in G1, G2 than in G3. G3, he really falls down. Light Oliver deserves. Let's see if he's picked more than 0.5%. I will check it in a sec. But I really feel like this is a worse Nephthys. Nephthys with a speed lead, but I would say 80 by best. He's nice, but he's nothing too crazy. Have you placed Ethna already? I think I placed Ethna, yes, 70. Nephthys is speed lead. This Maximilian also has speed lead. Let's see. You were saying Daniel. Damn, Daniel, you never get picked. He's about like 45% from being allowed to be in the list. So yeah, that's about that. Then we continue, and we have Minato. Akroma's already in the list. Minato. His pick rate is what? This 37 is so inconsistent that there's barely any value to put towards it. Like 37 is a way too low rate to actually put anything in, pretty much. But I would say I was feeling Minato would be pretty nice, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's put 65. Let's put 65. Then we have Ren. Wedjat is already in. All of those units you call are already in or are not going to be in. Minto is like a level. Is he though? Is he that bad? He's kind of fucked by stuns, though. That's true. He is kind of fucked by stuns. Doesn't do too much. I don't have him. I pretty nearly never played into him. So, like, I don't even know. We're not gonna put Alexandra. Alexandra doesn't have any enough pick rates. Well, this one neither, kind of, but... I want to put a fire one of those. I also almost never played into Ren. Does have a decent amount of pick rate, decent amount of win rates. Can be used into teams you know don't have any will. But I've seen some of them, they try to do stuff and then their S3 is completely resisted. And I just got a very nice slot 4 rune. Okay. We're going to roll that right away and get like a 30 speed on slot 4 with an innate. No problem. Easy game. Oh wait, I think my game is still bugged for upping runes. Okay, let's actually restart that. Why is everyone asking for units that are never used in RTA? Look, always. That's why I make the rule 0.5%, unless I want to pick it in there myself. But 0.5%, boys. That's the minimum. This dark shadow caster thing, is it actually used? Nope. Also not used. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the list. Any of these units down here below are not 0.5% pick rate, so they're not in the list. So yeah, I think we have a pretty solid list. Zerath is one of those. Wait, Chimera. I actually missed Chimera. I think Chimera has a higher pick rate. So I have to put Chimera in. Chimera. Okay, might as well not pick Chimera. Holy crap. The fuck is that shit? Was never too big a fan of him. Chimera Shizuka's love? Maybe. I feel like Shizuka plus most things are love, so yeah. What's Farad's pick rate? Kinda low too. Faradi pick rate. Faradi. There. 0.36. So also not that much. Oh, we can put in Farad. Why not? Make a few exceptions. I feel like he's kind of TR level, like, to be honest. And I feel like I want to one down here. Decent win rate though. True. But anything in the 75 is not bad at all. 70 is still not bad. It can be used. It's not great, but can be used. Some are more specific than others, but can be used. What's the 4v4 filter? So, this is including the ban, and this is only counting if he's in the match, so he's not banned. Domon win rate is bad? No, Domon win rate is actually kind of okay. Or was it? No, I don't remember. Domon win rate. Yeah, it's worse in G3. In non-G3 it's better. Which is kind of understandable, because runes don't really add too much value to her, right? You have a bunch of those units that just runes don't really add value. m.bison could be higher. Nah, I disagree. And win rates also kind of disagree. This is not something I put low on a higher win rate. Or on a higher tier. The win rate is already set. Not by me, but yeah. So yeah, I guess this is the list. I don't really think I will change all too much. Also, again, my opinion list. So yeah, if you don't agree, then you don't agree. That's you don't have to agree. That's the point. Do I want to one up Narsha though? That's my only thing that I maybe want to one up. I do want to one up Narsha. Yeah, she's not as much picked as Marcia, but she can work really well. In my list, Ryu's mine instead. Nah, Ryu's good. Ryu's used a lot. What about Pra? Pra has like the lowest win rate ever. I'm surprised about that. Riley's in the list as well. For the people that came in late, like I'm not sure what happened to Praha, but someone's fucking up the win rate real bad. Like, what the fuck is this? 45? In the 4v4, even 43? Like, who the hell is fucking up this win rate? So yeah, I kind of had to lower for that, but I kind of like her, but yeah, she's that low of a win rate, I don't know. Yeah, on paper she doesn't seem too bad, but I don't know. Galdner's not used enough. Yeah, I think it's just hard to be water unit in this meta. Like, to be honest, besides Shizuka and more, and then Nana, like, if you check, like, how many... Well, fire is also not that heavy dominating-ish. I think water is the least dominating right now. Where's Tablo? Wait, this list doesn't have Tablo. Tablo is missing on this list. That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. Tablo is missing on this list. Okay, well, let's look at Tablo. Because I feel like Tablo is a legit good unit. Okay, he's actually worse than I thought. Tablo apparently is better in non-G3 than G3. Interesting. Did not expect. Okay, arbitrarily unit that could be a Tablo. Yeah, you are Tablo. You're so shit, no one will ever pick you anyways. So Tablo, I would say 75. I would actually say Tablo is not bad. I think he's overpicked, yeah. So this is my Tablo. Like, his win rate is low, but I value Tablo to a decent amount. I think he kind of needs the RNG factor to really shine, because he's of course better if he always stuns on the S2, takes a lot of rotations, blah blah blah, but I would say he's okay. Yeah, shouldn't shit. But you're the one that said it, Glorious. So yeah, I guess this is the end of my list.